Hello students, in this session we'll discuss about two-dimensional arrays used in C language. In the previous session we have seen what are the different types of array, the definition of an array, and also we have seen how do you initialize and access the elements of a one-dimensional and two-dimensional array, and also how is it going to be represented inside the computer's memory also we have seen in the previous session. In this session we'll take an example program. As I told you that these two-dimensional arrays are implemented in matrices to represent matrix. So we'll take an example program by adding two matrices, and we'll use a two-dimensional array for the same here. And let me tell you only the syntax here. The syntax goes something like this, that is data type, then name of the array, followed by the row size and column size. This is how a two-dimensional array's representation will be there. Now in this session we'll see an example program where let me take two arrays of two-dimensional arrays and let us add those two arrays and get the output. Here I wanted to take a 2 cross 3 matrix, that is let us take A as a matrix. Here A is a matrix, 2 rows and 3 columns. In the same way let me take B also a 2 cross 3 matrix. Let me take the sum of it. I want the sum of it. Obviously when I add a 2 cross 3 matrix, when I add two 2 cross 3 matrices, the output what I get, the answer, the sum also will be a 2 cross 3 matrix. So let me create one more sum matrix, a two-dimensional array. Now here let me take the row count as I and the column count as j. That is, I need a counter variable which starts from 0th position till the count what I have taken. So let us take that one as I and j. First of all we'll accept the elements into the first array, that is A, and we'll see further. So to start the program with, we'll start it using hash include stdio.h. Then we have conio.h. Here starts declaration. Here what did we discuss? We discussed that I need two arrays here, that is A and B. I need to add these two arrays and store it in sum. That is, I need 3 arrays in all, and also I need some counter variables for counting row count and column count. So let us take them as I and j. Here if we see all these elements are integer type of data. So int A 2 3, that is 2 rows and 3 columns. In the same way the second matrix, that is second array B, and I need to calculate the sum, so I need to declare the sum also, followed by I and j here. As of now these are our declarations. Now we'll see how to accept elements into the matrix A. Here I have limited my rows and columns to 2 rows and 3 columns here. Now, so I wanted to accept elements into the first matrix, right? So how do I do that? First of all, let us display content on the screen, like enter elements into the first matrix. So what do we do here is printf enter elements into the first matrix, right? Then what do I need? I need to use scanf here, but I can't directly use it because here I have group of elements to be inserted, that is in the 0th row, 0th column, 0th row, first column, and so on. So in this case I'll use a for loop to accept element into these ones. So if we see this one, here I have 2 rows and 3 columns, that means I have 3 columns, 2 rows. This is how the memory representation will be. Okay, so these columns are 3 and rows are 2. So we'll see how to insert elements into this one by one. If we talk about the row count and column count of it, how does it be? Like as we discussed in the previous session, that I have two rows here, that is 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. This is the row count and this is the column count. Now this is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, now this one is mentioned with I and this is mentioned with J. The count is mentioned like this. Now we'll see. So I'm using the for loop here. First of all, we'll see the row count. For I is equal to 0, I's initial value is 0 and up to where it has to go? It has to go, what is I? I am talking about row here. Number of rows are 2. So when I say 2 rows, that means it is less than 2 or less than or equal to 1. I may take I less than or equal to 1 or I may take I less than 2 because the row count is 2 only. Here it ends at 1 only. Okay, so anything is fine. I have taken I less than 2. Then each time after 0 it has to come to 1. That means it have to take a increment here. Fine. This is about row. Here we also have one more dimension, that is column is there. Column is there, right? So column we are mentioning it using J. Now initial value of this column is 0. So initially I have kept a 0 here. Then J less than what? What is the value of J column here? 3, 3 and 3, right? We are talking about the first matrix. So the first matrix column is 3, means the maximum elements in it can be 3. So because the array element starts at 0, it should end at 2. That means less than 3 will be okay, or you can give less than or equal to 2. Fine. For now I am taking less than 3. And after 0 it has to come to 1, come to 2 and so on, like up to 2 here. So it has to take an increment. That is the reason why I am taking J plus plus here. When this is the case, what should it do? It has to accept elements into the array. So into the matrix. So I need to use scanf here. Scanf percentile D ampersand. What is the name of this this first array? It is A, followed by row and column. Now our row is I and column is J. So I and J here. That's it. This is how I accept elements into the first array. Now let us see how it is working actually. So if you see here, I is equal to 0 initially. Is 0 less than 2? Yes it is. So what happens? It will come into this one. J is equal to 0. Both of them are 0 and 0. The conditions are of course satisfying. So what will it do here? 0, 0th element. Into that element you will be entering data. So here suppose I have entered 2. Fine, that is over. Then so this is the outer loop, this is the inner loop. Still the condition is satisfying here. So it keeps on executing the inner loop only, keeping the outer loop unchanged. That means the value of I is still 0 only. And here what happens after that? After this one, the value of J will be incremented. So what happens here? After 0, the value of J becomes 1. Is 1 less than 3? Yes, it is less than 3. So what happens again? I value is 0, J value is 1. So 0, 1th position, into that position a value will be accepted through scanf statement. Suppose we take 13 here, right? Then again still the condition is satisfying in the inner loop. So it will not go to the outer loop. That is, it will not go to I, but it still executes here only. Still the value of I is 0 only. If you remember, we did not go to the outer loop. So value of I is still 0 only. Now coming to this one, J's the previous value was 1. Now it becomes 2 because plus plus is there. Is 2 less than 3? Of course yes. So 0, 2, that is I0 and J2, at that position a value will be taken. So let it be 5 here. Okay. Then it takes an increment again. Previously it was 2. The value of J was 2. Now it takes an increment. So J becomes 3. Now check the condition. J less than 3. Is 3 less than 3? No, it is not. So because the condition is false now it comes out of this loop and now comes the scene of the outer loop here. Before this, the outer loop's value was 0, I value was 0. Now it takes an increment and now it becomes 1. Okay, so is 1 less than 2? Of course it is less. 1 less than 2, yes, it is true. So because it is true, now it enters into the inner loop where again it starts from 0 onward. So I value is 1 and j value is 0 now. So 1 comma 0, into this position a value will be accepted. So 1 comma 0, suppose the value is 4 here. Okay, now the outer value, the outer loop is still like that only, still constant, that is 1. Inner loop's value, now take an increment, the inner loop became, j became 1 this time. Is 1 less than 3? Yes it is. So because the condition is satisfying, it will execute in this loop only. So 1 comma 1, into that position it will accept one more element. Again j takes an increment, this time the value of j is 2. So is 2 less than 3? Of course it is less than 3. So because that is the case, the I value remains same, that is 1, j value is 2, and into this position a new value will be taken. So let it be some 23, right? Then again j takes an increment. Previously it was 2, now it becomes 3. So is 3 less than 3? The condition is false here. So what happens? It will come out of this inner loop and goes to the outer loop. Okay. Now previously the value of I was 1. Now it takes an increment. Here the value of I becomes 2 now because it took an increment. Checks with the condition. Is 2 less than 2? No, it is not, because the condition is not correct. It comes out of the loop completely. This is how the elements are accepted into a two-dimensional array. In the same way, let us write a code for accepting elements into the second array as well. So we have mentioned it using B. So let us write it something like this. Printf enter elements into the second matrix. Into the second matrix. For time being, I'm rubbing it. Fine. Then again the same thing here. Rows we are mentioning it with I, and columns we are mentioning it with J. Here same thing is repeated again here, only the name of the matrix will be changed. The name of the array will be changed here. So again rows I'm mentioning it with I. Now B's row count is 2, so it should be less than 2, and I plus plus again for J is mentioned for columns here. So j equal to 0, j less than how much? 3 here. So j less than 3 and j plus plus. Then what? Accept elements into them. So what do you do here? Scanf %id followed by, here you have I and j, that is sorry B here, the matrix B here. So matrix B, I and j. Okay, right. So this is how now you have the elements with you. The next thing what you need to do is to add these two elements, that is add the elements of A with B. How do you do that is, so I'm rubbing it here. So I hope till here it is clear for everyone. So just we have accepted elements into the first matrix and we have accepted elements into the second matrix. That's it. Right. Now coming to the next line will be, again you need to write a for loop and you need to add elements of the first matrix and the second matrix. For that one again we need to go row and column one by one. So again I need to write a for loop for I equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus, and for j equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. When this is the case, what should happen? It has to calculate sum is equal to sum of I, j is equal to, here I is row and j is column again. I'm not repeating again, everything, all the mechanism goes the same way as we have seen in accepting elements into the first matrix. So see sum ij, when I say that in the first iteration 0 0, in the second iteration it becomes 0 1 0 2, again 1 0 1 1 and 1 2 and so on. In that way the values keep on changing here. So here it is a I j plus b I j, right? Finally I need to display the elements in it. So how do I display is elements one by one. So up to here this task is over. Then I need to display elements one by one. So again I need to write a for loop here. For I is equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. Then for j is equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. When this is the case, what should happen? It has to display something. What is that something here? Here printf. I need to display row by row. So percentile d sum I j, right? After the completion of the first loop, first time, it has to come to the next line. So here I'll write a printf backslash n. With this what happens is, after the completion of the first time, that means after the completion of the first row, it comes to the next line, then it goes to the next iteration. So this is how the program will be written for a two-dimensional array. So this is one of the best examples of how to use a two-dimensional array, and the program what we did today is a addition of two matrices using two-dimensional array. Hope today's class was clear for you. Thank you.